To get it right, and a nuance you'd like to add there for why you'd like to see this particular deduction go away.
Well, sure. The goal isn't to make the deduction go away. The goal is to make the tax system fairer and simpler, and to reduce the tax rates for all individuals and American businesses. The rates come down dramatically for individuals, for small businesses, for corporations. And in order to get those rates down as low as possible for all Americans and all businesses, it eliminates deductions and credits that advantage a few. You mentioned this is a very targeted tax credit that you're getting rid of for a benefit for everybody. If Cuomo says, oh no, we tax the middle class so heavily in New York that getting rid of this would be a problem. I got news for Governor Cuomo. Cut the taxes you have on upper middle income people, and you won't have that problem. This puts the pressure on big city political machines who've been subsidized for 100 years. They tax, they spend, they look you in the eye and say, don't mind our property taxes, don't mind our sales taxes, don't mind our income tax, just deduct them off your income tax, and they're only half as painful as they might otherwise be. We need to cut everyone's taxes and not subsidize corrupt political machines in various states.
Grover, you know the tax landscape, the political landscape so well, the Washington landscape so well. Sahil saying we don't really know where Senate Republicans stand on this particular issue. Do you have a sense of it, or are you hearing from Senate Republicans that they're sympathetic to eliminating this particular facet of the tax code?
Well, in the context of a dramatic reduction in rates for everybody, all rates come down. That this will be popular among all Republicans, even the Republicans from blue states who have some rich Democrat constituents, because this will make everybody better off. If you are in a blue state, California or New York, and your state government messes with you with very high taxes, you should fight your Democratic governors on that subject. But you should not try and raise taxes on your neighbors in order to subsidize yourself. Let
me ask you, sort of, get your sense here of where things stand when it comes to tax reform in Washington, D.C. I guess to use the parlance of Sean Spicer, is the White House driving the train as you see it now? When you're making your case, when you want to find out the status of tax reform, are you going to the White House or are you going to the Capitol?
The answer is both. The White House and Trump as a candidate and Trump as president has been working with the House leadership and the Tax Writing Committee and the Senate leadership, Hatch and others, for the last year. Remember, the Republican House bill started at 25% corporate rate. President wanted 15. They agreed on 20. The president didn't at first have full business expensing as the House did. Now it does. So the Trump plan and the House plan have come together, so they agree on the rates. They agree on increasing the personal and family exemption. They agree on getting rid of the death tax, getting rid of the alternative minimum tax. Getting rid of the alternative minimum tax is the counterpart to the question of the deductibility of state and local taxes. Getting rid of the AMT is a tax Ted Kennedy thought up, particularly damaging to people in blue states. The Republicans want to get rid of that on a fairness issue.
All right, there's that coming together. How about on the border adjustment tax? Where do you think the White House is going to come out on that?
Well, so far, the White House and the House Republicans and bunches of the Senate, because these people are all talking, and they've had the governors in on this for quite some time, Republican governors. This, you had mentioned possibly a bipartisan agreement. This will be an all-Republican bill. When Obama did Obamacare, he didn't ask any Republicans to help him. He didn't get any. When he raised taxes, he didn't get any Republicans to join him. He didn't ask for it. When we deconstruct Obamacare and his tax increases and cut them, there won't be a single Democrat vote for that because they're just in locked opposition. There's no point in talking to them. They're not interested in helping. So there'll be no trading things for no votes. This will be a Republican tax cut, as Obama and Clinton did Democrat-only tax increases in the future. The two parties are going different directions on taxes. But you're looking at agreement with Republicans and the president. In general, there's been some opposition to making the corporate income tax border adjustable. It certainly fits with the president's vision of trying to make us more competitive internationally. Is it possible that you could have a replacement? Yeah, if you can find $1 trillion somewhere, and something that allows you to move to a territorial tax system easily, which that does. So it could move, but it's a heavy lift to find something better.
Grover, let me ask you lastly here. We're focused on the 6th District in Georgia today. There's this special election to replace Tom Price, who's become Secretary of Health and Human Services. Let me use that to ask you about the role that your organization, Americans for Tax Reform, is going to play going forward here in the political realm. I don't think the taxes are a huge issue, particularly in that particular special election. But as you look ahead to 2018, what kind of role do you envision Americans for Tax Reform playing?
Well, we asked all the candidates in Georgia 6, and we'll ask all the candidates in 2018 to write a commitment in writing, sign a commitment in writing to the American people that they'll never sign or vote for a tax increase. All of the serious candidates, or all the candidates we could find, all the ones that are at the top of the likelihood of winning the Republican slot there, have taken the pledge. The Democrat, of course, is a very left-wing Democrat. He'll raise your taxes and brags about it. So he's refused to sign the pledge to the people of Georgia that he won't raise taxes. All the Republicans have. That's generally where voters come out. But there are a handful of Republican congressmen or senators who say, I want to raise taxes when I want to. And every once in a while, we find a Democrat who's willing to stand up to the special interests and say, I'll make the commitment to voters that I'll never raise their taxes. So we'll be offering the pledge to all candidates in 2018 and monitoring and reporting the positions they take.
Grover, great to speak.